Frank Luntz joins us now from Los Angeles. So, Frank, the majority of your panel said this speech was better than his inaugural address, but several also said that what they saw last night wasn't the real Donald Trump. What made them feel that way?
Well, what was very positive about the speech was his tone and demeanor, as well as several overt attempts to work across the aisle to demonstrate cooperation and compromise with the Democrats. And that's exactly what these voters have been looking for. But they have doubts in their mind because of Trump's Twitter account. And in fact, overwhelmingly, they thought that this speech improved his reputation. This is what they wanted to hear. But if they could speak to the president directly, they would say, shut down Twitter, because it's undermining you, it's undermining the office of the presidency, and it doesn't make you look good.
I have a feeling those close to him have probably said the same thing to him as well. But your panel also got heated talking about immigration. I want to play a clip of President Trump and get you on the other side of this clip.
At the same time, my administration has answered the pleas of the American people for immigration enforcement and border security. By finally enforcing our immigration laws, we will raise wages, help the unemployed, save billions and billions of dollars, and make our communities safer for everyone.
Fascinating watching the difference between those two lines. Our CBS poll shows Americans are actually positive about President Trump's plans, specifically for immigration following this speech. So based on all of this, what was your reaction from this panel?
So they are still focused on what he said during the campaign. And prior to that comment that you played, he talked about the wall, which remains divisive. The public for the first time saw his approach, and he talked about the outcome, the results, the impact of policies, which is a very smart technique, and he did it throughout the speech. In terms of immigration, they like the objective, but they're not convinced that what he's proposing isn't going to divide the country and isn't going to create hardship for some people who are here right now. Make no mistake, the American people overwhelmingly, you now have over 60%, believe that there should be a pathway to legalization for those people who are here. They support the DREAM Act, and they don't support the wall. So that's why you have that difference, that positive reaction from Republicans and the negative reaction among Democrats.
Frank, the president criticized the Affordable Care Act as a collapsing law. Let me play a little bit of what he said.
Remember when you were told that you could keep your doctor and keep your plan. We now know that all of those promises have been totally broken. Obamacare is collapsing, and we must act decisively to protect all Americans.
All right, Frank, we know the Affordable Care Act remains a divisive issue. In talking to the panel, did they seem as divided as the rest of the country?
On the overall generalities, they're not divided at all. And there's a message here for Donald Trump, which is that these are the ingredients of a successful presidency. The willingness to reach across the aisle, a tone and demeanor that is clearly presidential, a discussion of the issues not based only on the specifics, but based on the principles and based on the outcome. What does it mean a year, 2 years, 5 years from now? That Donald Trump was in significant supply yesterday. That's the Donald Trump that got such a positive reaction in the evening polling after the speech and in the editorials across the media. The question is, what does he do today on Twitter? What does he say in his next press conference? Which Donald Trump is going to guide this country? Answer that question, and I can tell you whether he's going to be a 60% president or a 45% president. None of us know. But I can absolutely conclude, based on our session, that yesterday was a success for this president and that Democrats are giving him a fresh look.
It's so interesting to hear you say that. But when you look at his approval ratings right now, going into the speech, 39%. But our CBS poll shows that the views of his policies actually helped improve his image last night. So what does the panel feel he really needs to do to keep the momentum going and maybe get a boost in those approval ratings?
Good. Three things. Number one is that they want the specifics, that they want to know the details behind it. Number two, they want to see that there will be follow-through. And number three, they want as much cooperation and compromise as you can get in a Washington, D.C. that is divided and in some ways poisonous. So it is not just what he does, but how he does it that will impact their opinions. But again, make no mistake, last night's speech was a success because it confirmed to Trump voters why they supported him, and it allowed Democrats a reason to see some hope that in the coming weeks and months, the Donald Trump that runs this country is a Donald Trump that they can live with. They may still disagree with him, but it is no longer as divided and as dark as it has been up to this point.
Fascinating focus group. Frank Luntz, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure. Thank you.